Russia's Dmitry Medvedev has delivered a sharp assessment of the US-Iran ceasefire, stating that Washington agreeing to discuss Tehran's 10-point plan itself marks a strategic success for Iran. As claimed, this signals a shift in leverage, with the conflict now entering a pause shaped by pressure rather than resolution.
The conflict between the US and Iran has been put on hold. Predictably, both sides claimed victory.
Medvedev emphasized that the terms within Iran's proposal, including compensation, nuclear continuity, and control over the Strait of Hormuz, would be unacceptable for the United States. As reported, he argued that accepting such conditions would be politically damaging, making a full agreement unlikely despite ongoing diplomatic engagement.
However, the very fact that Trump agreed to discuss a 10-point plan is a success for the Iranians. The question is whether Washington will agree to it. After all, it involves compensation for damage to Iran, the continuation of the nuclear program, and Tehran's control over the Strait of Hormuz.
According to Medvedev, the ceasefire reflects a temporary halt, not an end to hostilities. Both sides have claimed victory, but as stated, the reality is a fragile truce, masking deeper instability, with the risk of renewed escalation remaining firmly in place.
Obviously they won't. This would be humiliating for them and would mean a real victory for Iran. So what? More military action?
He suggested an intermediate option of maintaining the ceasefire while avoiding a prolonged conflict. Medvedev noted that Donald Trump faces constraints in sustaining a long war, citing domestic political limits. He described the situation as a strategic zugzwang, where every move risks worsening the position.
Maybe, but there's an intermediate option. Trump doesn't want and can't wage a long war, and he won't get support from Congress. So we need to maintain the fragile truce and pretend everything is fine, because every move on this board creates a situation close to a zugzwang.
Medvedev also pointed to Israel as a key variable, warning it may act independently if its objectives remain unmet. He further predicted prolonged energy disruption, stating there will be no return to cheap oil, with wider economic consequences expected to unfold, particularly across Europe.
But this is chess, where there are not just two players, but three. There's also Israel, which doesn't side with the US. It doesn't need a truce and hasn't achieved its goals. And it might well make its own move. Simply wipe all the pieces off the chessboard. This makes the situation extremely uncertain. Therefore, European Russophobic fools will have to live in a strict austerity regime for a long time. After all, there will be no cheap oil.